kickoff for the Chisholm Trail.
Oh, okay.
Museum 150.
Is that here?
Or Chisholm Trail 150. Yeah, it's here.
It's here.
And I think it's out, is that out at the lake?
No, the
That's a
barbecue
different-
thing's downtown. But there's
Okay.
some other thing that the county or economic development / this Chisholm
That
Trail
they're
group
doing.
is
They're
doing
at the lake. That's what they're
Yes,
working on.
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
by the marker or the.
No, the marker thing is going to be the museums or,
Oh,
or a
okay.
SHA thing.
Oh, okay,
because they have
okay.
the text of the speech that was given in 1942.
That's right, 'cause Jim said that, yeah.
When the marker was dedicated, because the family donated the land to be a park in 1941.
Right.
And so in 1942, they put the marker there and somebody gave a speech. And Jim has the text of the speech. So he had envisioned kind of a reenactment and have at the very least, reading the speech. We talked the other night about going fancy with the gathering out there, like trying to get the chuck wagon people to come or whatever, or just having people show up with their picnics and chairs, and because the city hasn't really jumped in to say that they want to put picnic tables out there because it interferes with their mowing, for one thing. And but we thought, well, June was a less busy time, and we didn't talk about specific dates, but June 10th could work. And
Is that a Saturday
what is that?
or?
Let me look. And then if we got the word out really well that this commemoration was happening, then. But, we wanted to get you guys to weigh in on that.
Well, I'm thinking one thing that we ought to do would be to, if we can come up with dates and times and events, we can put it on the ChisholmTrail150.org website.
Yeah.
Did you decide what day that was, June 10th?
I'm looking here.
Saturday.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it
Saturday. Okay.
was. And at one point, the cattle drive was supposed to be coming through here that weekend, but now that's off because the people who were going to do that.
Oh.
Do you remember that
Split
whole
the sheets,
story?
so to speak.
What?
So split the sheets, so to speak.
Yeah, there was a couple.
Jim Gray there at Ellsworth and his former old lady, but not before she was former. They were going to be part of this whole, all the way from San Antonio to Abilene thing. I guess his fiance is the one I think of. And anyway, of course, who knows how many times the story's changed by the time it gets to me what really the deal is. But he was going to have to insure the whole thing, and that was going to be, incredibly expensive. And he was more or less going to have to mortgage his ranch to do that. And he was like, no way, not happening. And so that's when she took off. She was mad about that.
Oh.
So that whole thing folded.
Something like that. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
there'll still be a different, smaller, not all the way from San Antonio to Abilene Cattle Drive that will come through Caldwell
And Newton?
I think so. It'll go, up to like around Clearwater and that area, and I forget exactly when that is. I think
September.
is yeah.
That's the cattle.
And that's
That's what
another
Leo
thing that's
said.
and that's another thing that's been 15 or 16 different times. You're like, okay, it's
Yeah.
going to be June. Now it's going to be July. Now we're looking at April. Now
Well, it's
I
on the
believe
Caldwell
September now is what we're
Chamber website, I think.
right. Yeah.
That cattle drive is.
Oh, okay.
And I think
And-
that one's one where Caldwell was just like, we're doing the cattle drive thing, and so we're just going to do it the way we know how to do it.
Yeah,
and then in May,
Leave the romantic drama out of it as much
Join
as we
in if
can.
you want to.
Caldwell is doing something in May, some kind of festival. like
yeah, the
a-
Chisholm Trail Fest.
Chisholm Trail Fest.
Or Chisholm Trail Days, whatever they call it. The
Yeah.
annual little thing that they do. Although
Yeah.
it'll be bigger this year because
So,
Oh,
and
okay,
the
yeah.
date for that,
yeah,
let's see, where's
it'll be that first weekend in May.
May 7th, yeah,
Yeah.
Sunday,
I
yeah,
think
it starts on Friday,
Saturday, Sunday, yeah.
May 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then Of course, the Sampler Fest is that same weekend as the Caldwell Festival. So, now did you guys do anything with the Sampler Fest? The museum did last
The
year.
one in Winfield?
Yeah.
They did have a table, or whatever. There. As I think it was horribly. The weather was horrible. Was it last year?
Rain.
Yeah,
It was
rain.
a horrible
Rain on
storm
Sunday,
came up, and
yeah.
yeah. And I think we're planning to do it again this year. And this is
Last
what
year.
I understand from what I've read from, was it Marcy Penner?
Yeah.
That they're changing that. This is the last, it's gonna be the last one, then they're gonna change. They're not gonna do
They're
it
not
the
gonna do it
same
again.
way anymore.
Right, they'll do it.
I don't know what
They'll
they're
do it
gonna
They'll
do.
do different things.
Something
to
different,
promote
yeah.
kids,
But instead of
but
having
they've
this,
decided to
like
just
they've
run
been
its
doing.
course.
Yeah.
So yeah, those would be two things in the area going on at the same time.
But that's really all we know about, but I think we decided at our meeting that we didn't want to do the Wheat Festival Expo in the auditorium, because that wasn't very well attended last time we did it.
Yeah.
One
okay.
year it was pretty good, we only
Okay.
did it 2 years in a row. So what do you guys have going on, like what are the dates of the glass convention?
It's the Wheat Festival weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the July 15th and 16th, I think. Yeah, 15th and
July.
16th.
15 and 16?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's the glass thing.
Yeah,
And then the library, what do you guys have going on?
Or the Chisholm Trail?
Yeah, anything
We,
related?
we are just kind of in the beginning stages, but we want to get something going along those lines.
Yeah, I think part of this meeting is to determine what several organizations are going to
We
do.
are going to do,
Yeah,
yeah.
and kind of coordinate so we're not doing it at the
stamp-
same
yeah,
time.
on each other's
Right.
weekends, yeah.
Right.
Sorry, I'm fighting a bad cold.
I understand.
Well, I'm getting everyone. I understand totally.
And the historical and genealogical?
Well, I thought Jane would be here. Actually, that's who I was getting ready to text. I know we're going to have several meetings that are about the Chisholm Trail. I don't have the dates with me because I thought I wasn't going to need to be the one
She
to do
would
that.
be here,
You
yeah.
didn't know you would.
I know we're also going to have, at least the current plan is in, is that November? We're going to have the Veterans Day thing.
Oh.
That might be a good time for the SHA to do something.
Uh-huh.
Because there's talk of maybe even having a parade and everything in front of it.
Oh,
But we're going to have the Historical Society is going to have a genealogy fair.
right then, that weekend?
Yeah.
In November?
Yeah, I want to say it's the
It's-
18th.
I thought it was the 11th.
The 11th, okay.
I thought it was actually Veterans Day that we were doing it, or did they change it again?
Well, no, I think Veterans Day is
Always.
Always the
the
11th.
11th,
is it?
yeah.
11
Yeah.
Yep,
Is that on?
that's the 11th, and it is.
Well, I was thinking it actually.
Saturday. It happens to be Saturday.
Yep. Then that's
So
it.
then that would be it. Okay.
Yep.
So you're going to have a genealogy fair that day.
Yes, I believe so.
If we can coordinate it, I talked to Sherry, she got the right into history information that the people that, reenact. And to do a workshop, like to develop a character, it's like $5,000. And
Oh, like a Chisholm Trail character?
so we
Oh.
thought, instead of spending $5,000, we have local community theater people that are very good at helping people develop characters, and we might do our own kind of workshop
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
That would be cool.
kids
That
or
would be.
adults too.
That'd be fun.
So that's one of the things that we've been kind of talking about doing.
Uh-huh.
$5,000. I mean,
What's
I
the
have no
summer
idea. But
reading program?
It's Build a Better World. But I think that, you know, the cattle trail, getting the cattle from point A to point B was helping build a better world back in the day. So I think that what we're planning on doing, our format this summer is going to be like summer camps. Every week's going to be a different. So whether we're doing cardboard challenge or doing, you know, bridge building. And I think one of those weeks needs to be about, you know, Chisholm Trail. So.
Well, maybe we could invite the Railroad Museum because that was part of, I mean, that was why the Chisholm Trail.
Right,
was
came
the
through here.
Railroad, so maybe
So-
that.
Talking about the building of roads, trails. And
Trails and roads and things like that. So that's one of our weeks is going to be, although I don't have, you know, any details, but every week it'll be like 3 days that the kids can come and, you know, do a different thing every day to kind of learn about. So,
Maybe they could get in character. That could be a project. for them
right.
to Adopt a character.
That would be a good time to do that too. I know there's one lady that does women on the cattle drive. That she's doing a program, and I think Sherry, Jane were going to try to get her here, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of plans, and to be honest, I haven't kept up with them as much as I should have, apparently.
I talk more to your mother than you do.
Okay.
But if one of them doesn't show up, I'll email out a thing. I'll compile a list of our events and email it out for definite,
Whatever
with
it's-
definite dates and stuff.
Because we don't really know what the Railroad Museum has up their sleeve.
yeah, no, I don't.
But you think that they would maybe get on board with the link to the Chisholm Trail.
With
You know, what the
something, yeah.
railroad
I would.
had to do with
I
Chisholm
would-
Trail.
Uh-huh.
Had a lot to do with it.
I think so.
Well,
What do you guys have going on?
well, at the museum, we have work days scheduled. We think Sunday, afternoon, we're gonna look at which rooms need attention the most, and probably the Chisholm Trail room near the front will be one of those. And so we always prioritize, and then we invite volunteers to come help out. And so those will be Sunday afternoons, the volunteer days, and so we can pass along that information.
Cool.
And then in the summer, we were just talking about the commemoration.
Yeah, dedication, yeah.
At the lake. Rededication is what we're calling it. And not doing anything for Wheat Festival.
Okay.
And then sometimes we have the guns and guitar show in August. We haven't done that for a couple of years, I don't
Yeah,
think.
not since I've been on the board.
You haven't been to it?
No.
You never have it?
So, I say not since I've been back in town, really, I don't think.
It's kind of on the agenda every year,
Yeah.
but it doesn't happen every year.
Oh,
Depends on the
That's something
guys
that could
with the
be
guns
very-
and guitars and their availability.
yeah, right.
So, Jenny's been to it. So, right?
Yes, that, was it the first year?
Yeah.
Did they do it last year?
No,
No, okay.
no, it was
Then
just
no.
on the,
Yeah.
Every
Menu.
month it
Yeah,
got
I think
taken
I
out
did
further
go,
down.
yeah, I think I did go once.
then we get close to it, no, we don't want to do it.
Yeah.
We don't have enough
Not a
people.
good idea.
We did get some new people on the board, which was good. So,
Cool.
It's awesome.
I don't know what that's about. So, that's about all. Unless, Phil, you can remember anything.
No, I mean, really the main Chisholm Trail specific events that we've been talking about / planning are the rededication of the historical marker and park, and really just having the Chisholm Trail and its 150th anniversary kind of being the focus of this museum, you know. And probably have some additional information on that from what we
And
normally
Jim,
do.
he was going to some meetings, bigger meetings.
Yeah, the Chisholm Trail 150
Is he
meetings.
still,
Uh-huh.
are they still having those? He's
Yes.
still participating
And he
in those?
goes, and has Anna Rose gone to those too?
No, she's not. I
Yeah.
should think she went to some of them earlier
Stacy,
on.
I
but
think.
Stacy
Yeah.
Davis, yes.
Yeah, I think she's
Oh,
been.
okay.
And that's where that thing at the lake we were talking about ties
Okay.
in with
Oh,
that.
okay.
And I know there'll be the proclamation thing that kicks it all off, I think April
Start,
1st.
yeah, it goes from April
where-
to October.
Right, and
Just
horse,
the
Okay.
trail
horse riders
anniversary.
will, bring the proclamation from Topeka to Caldwell, and the governor
Oh,
will be
that's
there to
right.
sign it, and it'll get handed off to Oklahoma riders
Oh, it's
or
gonna
something.
start up north?
I
Yeah,
I don't remember exactly what happens, but again, that's one of those things that's been kind of fluid, other than that for sure is happening. But
And in the
I should
meantime, all
pay
the
more
travel
attention to the
brochures have been
meetings that we do.
circulating in Europe about
Right.
traveling the trail this year.
Oh,
So who knows? We might see
Be
French and
interesting.
Italian
I
and
know.
German, Japanese. Who knows?
Draws a lot of interest.
I don't know if they got
Mhm.
the word to Japan, but anyway,
yeah.
that went out like year before last.
Uh-huh. I remember Jim
Yeah.
talking.
And we've got the rack cards about CT 150.
Yeah.
So, but then we don't have that list anywhere posted of everything that's happening. That's kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah, and we need something like that. And I was thinking we ought to have other events than what we've just listed. I know that, well, in some other photogenic things,
Photo ops.
Yeah. for different, interspersed throughout the year. Because I know Anna Rose is trying to get a bowl.
Oh,
The mechanical bowl?
mechanical, is that,
Isn't
oh, I don't know.
I was under the I didn't maybe it's an
Oh, you're talking like the fiberglass
Yeah.
type thing? Yeah, like Caldwell has now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because the bank did that in Caldwell. I don't think the bank
Yeah.
will do it in Wellington, but
I don't know. We could throw
but
that
we
out.
could keep pushing them.
Yeah, you might.
That was just one of those things where Leo just did it. He's got
Yeah.
discretion to do that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because she's kind of been
trying to fundraise.
lean toward try to get money going for things like that. Even not necessarily just a Longhorn, but
Right,
other things
right.
that
There
are
were,
part of Wellington history.
Uh-huh,
The
right.
Chisholm Trail was sort of a hijacked part of Wellington history.
Well, the
So-
women on the cattle drive
Still.
program would be really
Yeah,
interesting.
that would be
Yeah, I think it would be.
interesting.
It's- I had never thought about it until I saw that, and I'm like, Sherry, women on the
Right.
So there's something in April, and then there's something in May, the Caldwell Festival. Probably will mention Chisholm Trail. They have it every year,
Yeah.
don't they?
Oh yeah. But it'll be
more of a
more,
focus
yeah,
on
bigger thing with
the
more
anniversary
stuff.
maybe.
I mean, it's always a big thing, but
Yeah, yeah. And then in June, we do the rededication at the lake. And the Glass Convention and Wheat Festival in July.
Yeah, and that won't really have anything to do with the Chisholm Trail, right?
Depression glass.
I mean,
That was
other
a
than
depression glass.
yeah, right. A little bit, maybe. Yeah.
Unless we
Created
pull
that a
together
little
some
bit.
kind of display from the museum of that era of
Yeah,
glass.
which that would be. I would guess that would be a hit if we could do that with the people that are at the show. Because they're always interested in history, and so
But who would be able to identify those? I mean, we go into Past Perfect and look at the descriptions of things and hope we can
guess.
find them in the museum, because we're still working on that, building that.
Right.
It's like, otherwise, kind of a guess, that, or
Yeah.
collective knowledge.
right
about-
about what the time. Yeah, yeah, I don't know.
Is any of the glass in the Glass Museum collection purple? It's turned purple because of is it magnesium that's in the glass, or there? I can't remember what the element is that with light, the glass turned purple.
I don't.
I know there's some 1800s that happened with
Right.
1800 vintage, in the 1800s, that kind of glass.
I don't think so. I don't think that. Not that I've seen anyway.
So if we were able to, because I know we have some of that purple glass at the museum. So, and the years of the Chisholm Trail were, he said the other day.
Well-
obviously 1867 would have been the start.
100.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
year minus 150, right?
But I want to say,
It was like 17 years?
I
something?
want to say 1890 was like the absolute farthest it went.
Okay.
Because by 1880 is when the railroad was, when Caldwell was the terminus, when the railroad was there. And then that was like another, maybe it was 1885
Yeah, I mean, if
or
we could
6,
identify like housewares.
because it was only like
and
5 or 6 years
glass,
that Caldwell was a
Right,
big
yeah.
thing.
from the Chisholm Trail era, and put a little display together. I bet we have stuff at the museum.
There might be stuff that the Caldwell Museum has that they might be willing
Yeah.
to showcase at this thing too.
Well, because a lot of
Uh-huh.
people come to that glass convention.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And a lot of
So-
people would go, you know, because that'd be where Caldwell, you could be talked into having something there and be like, now come on down while you're here and check it
Right,
out.
right,
And
well, and I think
And
if
people
if
absolutely
we
would.
put that
So-
together and we could, you know, that could be part of the advertising, is that there will be a display, you know, to go along, you know, that
Well, yeah,
might
maybe
draw
it
in
could
more
be-
people than
Yeah.
it would otherwise.
Could maybe be a
possibly.
SHA table, so that anything that you had that was related, and at the library, anything that you might be, so we could direct people that if you're interested, go. Have some items there, and then tell them
What
about
is that rack,
Caldwell.
does that rack card have the dates when it,
No,
I don't know,
yeah,
haven't looked at it for a while.
I haven't either. We've got one floating around our house.
I haven't. I think I have one at home, but I might try to look at it. I don't know if it says, you know, when it actually
Yeah.
stopped.
Well, and then of course there's the Wheat Festival Parade, which we banded together a few years to march in the parade together. The Heritage group, Summer Heritage. We had, even if there was a separate like glass museum float, which is a trail museum, but it was all
Yeah.
grouped together.
Right, yeah.
Because we have a banner
Yeah,
that says
That's
Summer
right.
Heritage
We do,
Alliance. Where is that?
I had it, but then
Might be at the museum.
I think I was gone. I wasn't around in the
Yeah.
second year that we used it, so I.
It might be at the museum.
Do you? Okay.
It's not at my house.
It's not, you don't have it at your house, okay.
I was gonna say,
It might be at the museum
We don't have
because I know I had it, but I'm pretty sure I don't have it any longer. 'Cause I think I passed it on to, because I was gonna be gone that
Yeah.
second year.
Well, and the library always has a float, right?
Yeah, we try. I don't know what we're doing this year, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of.
Yeah, I don't know about it. I'm not sure about a float for the Glass Museum either. Our volunteer numbers are down, way down,
Yeah.
and with the glass show, I'm not sure. I don't know
Yeah.
about a float.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but
Yeah.
something.
would, I know one of the things that my mom was thinking about doing was having either, well, some of the organizations, or maybe even SHA submit a DUNS number, but you can get speakers in from the Kansas Humanities Council. You
Oh.
can get grants
Uh-huh.
and get speakers on a lot of different topics, but you can only do it twice a year
Uh-huh.
to get grants. And there's no cost involved. Well, there is, but there doesn't have to be.
Oh.
Let me rephrase. But the charge for the speaker and everything is covered under the grant.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So basically, it's just the time for writing the grant and stuff. And I think our organization would be willing to either do that or help do it.
Yeah.
If you guys would be interested in getting some speakers, at least being the name on
Yeah.
in the advertising for
Yeah.
having the speakers in.
Well, and that
I
might
would
be an
think so.
idea for the women in the cattle drive.
so I think that would be a really good one. to
When you say
have.
it's limited to 2 per year, is that like 2 per year per entity? Like say the Historical Society did 2, Museum did 2, Library did 2?
Exactly.
Yeah, we can
Oh.
do
Yeah,
that.
that's
Oh.
exactly the thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I figured
Yeah.
you were saying.
Because
Yeah,
the,
we-
the Historical Society already knows we've got 2, we want more.
Right,
We can't do more, so
well,
we're-
yeah,
Right,
well, and that's
right.
We're
absolutely
reaching out
what
to- yeah.
all of us should be doing. I mean,
Exactly.
Have you seen the
Programming
Chick-fil-A ads with the virtual glasses on the cows? Oh, it's
No.
hysterical.
I haven't seen that.
They're out in the field and they're mooing and moving around, and they all have the goggles on. And then they end with, cows coming soon on like not YouTube or whatever, but it's like they're watching a Nutcracker or something. It's some music kind of like, it's hysterical.
Okay.
We could put some goggles on some longhorns.
Yeah.
That'd be tricky.
It would.
Yeah, so who wants to volunteer for that?
Well, and
I nominate Phil.
yeah, who's gonna
I like
really?
cattle
Who's
very
gonna put
much.
their longhorns out for anything?
Well,
as much
right.
as they cost.
I know.
Yeah.
Can't imagine.
It's quite a deal to commit to taking your longhorns anywhere.
Which is weird because they have like zero value when it comes to actual meat.
Oh.
No,
They're
it's
terrible
all
cattle.
The side.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So now the value is all
Offspring.
historical.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Or kind of
Okay.
heritage cattle. I don't know, but
Yeah, I don't know that much about that.
Yeah. Well, there's some people in Winfield who are into the longhorns.
I know there were some. There were some anyway out. What, north of town?
yeah, I think that guy still got them, but
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
wouldn't work with cattle for fun. I don't even do it for money. So there's a reason we didn't have cattle on our farm. We don't like them. But
Yeah.
they're stupid. They taste great. They taste great. They taste great, but
But
that's
they're
about
not
where it
very
is.
warm.
That's where in this time of year when it's cold and snowy and terrible,
Yes.
we have to be out
Work.
there anyway.
Dropping calves in the mud and,
Yeah, which makes this. I better call them back soon.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I know we were thinking of also. Well, we were trying to think of things that would bring in people from that would be, because it's not like it's 1 week that people are going to be here. It's,
Yeah, it's all months.
all
Yeah.
all year really. So we were wondering maybe like cardboard cutouts or something that we could put someplace in town, like Heritage Park or whatever. Where remember, like in Christmas, where you could be an elf or this or Santa,
Oh, and
Yeah,
stick
yeah,
your
yeah.
head in there.
right? Yeah,
Oh,
but do something like that
And
for
be a
cowboys.
longhorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's an option.
Be a longhorn.
So
Might as well
longhorn and
have
cowboy
one,
and a
Yeah.
Well, I can find out who did the Christmas one that they still use at the chamber.
Yeah. Somebody who does the
I mean,
woodworking.
it's not me. I don't paint. You can have a stick figure longhorn. if you paint it.
You know, you
Let's
could
see
have
how
that.
we, let's see, because then,
That's
that's about all I
And
can
if
do.
Fred was still here,
That's true.
he could do it.
You can come back
yeah.
and visit.
Or we could cut a hole in the sign that he made for the museum. Not
Yeah.
tell him.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
really.
yeah, because actually that thing could travel from the barbecue cook-off and then show up at the Caldwell Festival.
It could, yeah. That would be kind of fun.
You might know someone who could.
I could talk to someone who could tell me to find somebody. I don't.
Mark Goodrum
Yeah.
has
See,
done some things like that in the past.
Yeah,
But would he do it for free? Is my question.
Oh,
So-
I don't know.
yeah.
Well, we got some money from we being the museum and the historical society got some money from the Sumner County.
That's right. That's what. I
So
was
and
saying.
part of, this is part of where we're trying to figure out how we're going to spend it.
Uh-huh.
For this
Yeah, for the
Chisholm
Chisholm
Trail
Trail.
anniversary.
Yeah,
Okay.
we think it was
Oh.
earmarked for that.
It
Oh,
was,
okay,
so-
okay.
It wasn't huge amounts of money, but it was I think around $2,000.
Well, anything.
Yeah, it's
So that could hire somebody to make the wood.
yeah. So there is some money there to do that kind of thing. We were talking about maybe having like I think that was where the chuck wagon feed thing kind of came into is maybe
Paying for that, maybe.
yeah.
Do they have any class at the high school that could make
Shop class
the
this
wood
spring or.
do that? I don't know if they still.
I don't know if they still offer shop.
Yeah, they
Do
still
they?
have
Okay,
wood shop
good. It was
class and
through,
Do they?
everything.
through Linda? Or is it through?
No, it's Ryan Elder. He's
Oh,
the
right.
teacher.
Oh, okay, okay.
But
Oh.
Oh,
he
okay.
keeps them busy enough. I don't know if that's something they can get pulled off this spring or not. I don't know.
You can try Lyndall Nelson,
Yeah.
your pastor's father, who's really extremely artistic, and he paints a lot of scenery for theater. And
Oh, yeah.
he does everything. He does everything for free. I don't think the man would take $1 for
Yeah, probably.
Uh-huh.
anything. fun.
Be great if you could like get 3 Longhorns in a row. So,
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
so 3 holes for heads to go through.
Yeah,
That'd be funny.
that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we could, and it doesn't have to be Heritage Park for any of that or anything. It was just close. Made me think of that. But maybe even have some place set up to look like where they'd bed down or whatever at the end of the trail, so that they could take a picture around the camp. Not a real campfire, but a
At least
campfire.
hay bales or
Eternal
something.
flame.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly,
Or
a real
the
campfire would be
area
had. But
across the street over there, the grassy
The beer
area.
garden.
Yeah, the beer garden area.
There's-
I don't know if that's.
Or there's the yard in front of the museum, and that would draw people to the museum.
That's true.
And there's the big red Longhorn there too.
Yeah.
So.
But having something like some maybe not benches, but something set up so that it looks
Yeah.
kind of like a campfire.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Does anybody have like an old wagon that looks?
Well, Jim talked about somebody having a covered wagon, like, didn't he the other night? Like he thought we could.
Or he thought we
Maybe
could
someone
find
asked
one.
if, yeah. I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
And then
I don't
Steve
know that he-
Lanston has a teepee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just throwing ideas out there.
Mm-hmm. But that kind of thing where it would be and have a sign or something saying you can take a picture
Yeah,
because
yeah. that would be fun.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I know if I went to Germany, I would look for places like
Yeah.
like that with my family,
Yeah, right, right.
to do. So I'm assuming they will too.
Yeah, and if it was
Right.
portable enough that we could move it to the different events, depending on what month it was. And we're not going to leave it anywhere where it could be ripped off.
Right. And then
So-
we'd have
Doesn't mean
to.
it
So then maybe it needs to
Then
be
we'd
one
have to have a
Longhorn
storage
instead of 3.
You'd have to
Yeah.
store it in between events
Well,
somewhere.
right.
It would be secure. But maybe,
Or, or if they could make 3, they'd be 3 freestanding.
right.
Well, especially if it was in town, I would think, I don't know, maybe we should talk to the police about that. But
About protecting it if we leave it?
yeah, I don't know.
No.
Think it's a bad plan.
no. Somebody will vandalize it, I think.
Yeah.
Or take it. I
Somebody will
sound
decide.
distrustful
No,
of
yeah,
the
right.
public, but
Well, I mean, the Grinch got stolen from in front of the Memorial Auditorium at Christmas.
it did.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Appropriately enough, it was the Grinch.
Right.
He got how you like it. But,
Yeah, you're like, how the Grinch stole Christmas, or,
yeah, the Grinch got stolen
Yeah.
at Christmas.
yeah, that's right.
Well, could you talk to Ryan Elder about that, or
Yeah.
see if they might be
Remember to,
interested
yeah.
in jumping in?
Sure.
Do you guys have any ideas on things we could do?
Well, gosh, I think, a few ideas here. I think, just trying to thing at the get it put together, like the rededication and
Yeah.
we've got some good things to work on. And then coming up with maybe, something for pictures, and like Longhorns or Cowboys,
Yeah,
whatever.
we'll get going on it.
I know. April's almost going to be here before you know it. Not
Yeah.
that but and if that's the
Uh-huh.
kickoff,
We'll get people to dress up and have, there might be people that want to take,
Come in costume.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
take pictures with a cowboy or.
Right.
Yeah. There probably are people who'd love to do that.
Well, I
just
think a
don't
lot of
want
people
to.
do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a terrible idea. Absolutely terrible.
Can't wait.
Yeah. At some point, would it, it's a terrible idea, have the cops dress up in time period
Oh,
clothing?
You gotta find.
Because I was thinking, you can't,
Hilarious.
well, you would.
like Keystone Cops.
I wonder if they can though.
I don't know.
I don't know. That'd be a
Yeah.
question for the
Off
chief.
duty,
I mean,
good,
can
right,
they
yeah.
Wear shoes.
wear?
Or, I wonder if
Does it
they
have
would
to be regular? I
interested
don't
in
know. I don't know.
having a role in the whole celebration in trying to represent law enforcement that day.
But maybe some of them,
the law.
if they were not actually on duty,
Right,
would
right.
would
Yeah,
would,
just
would
kind of
do
for
it.
fun of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I think it'd be.
Right on.
I think it's a good idea to reach out to them and
Uh-huh.
see if they since we want to include as many people
Well,
as
it's your
possible.
crazy idea, so you're gonna talk to
I'm gonna talk to who about it?
Tracy Heath.
Tracy, he,
Okay.
yeah, he'd be the one to,
Yeah, the police chief.
Okay.
You might be surprised how many groups would,
Uh-huh.
want to dress up and do,
Yeah.
participate and do
Yeah.
something.
Maybe the
Well, look at the Renaissance Festival.
Well, yeah.
maybe the
People love that.
firemen, the firefighter, you know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you just never know
Yeah.
what groups would go.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Since it's kind of a big deal for this area. I mean,
Yeah,
really, you know.
it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you had it on record.
Yeah. But I'll tell you the shutters closed, so nobody got big with it.
Okay.
Yay, thank you.
Okay.
It's just audio.
And I was taking some notes on the museum calendar, so. All right.
When do we want to meet again?
Yeah.
It was kind of a long time since our last meeting.
Oh,
so.
yes, it sure was, like more than a year.
Right.
And try to get the railroad museum here.
Yeah.
Wiley's. Well, this time works okay, for me, but I don't know if it worked for everybody. Enough of
Yeah,
us.
fine.
Yeah.
So at least next month.
Sounds like a plan.
Probably should, next
Yeah.
month to kind of see where we,
Right, so
and where we need to
it's
be.
March, today's February
Oh,
9th?
Yep.
Yeah.
so, second Thursday is the 9th
Ninth
again?
again, yeah.
Yeah. If that's
BB
what
and
we want.
BF.
I feel like that worked for me.
What's that?
Books, blocks, and building fun.
Okay.
That's what we did this afternoon, so I have blocks over there.
I forgot.
Yes.
All right. Well, we don't have anything on that Thursday or the 23rd. If we want to keep Thursdays anyway.
You're talking about like,
In
March
March.
9th?
March 9th or March 23rd.
okay. Both of those days?
I was actually
One of
throwing,
them.
yeah, I was thinking one of them, but I
Yeah.
guess we
Probably.
could meet twice if you wanted to, but
I don't know if I don't know that we need to, but
We should be able to find some things out by
yeah.
by the
March
9th.
23rd. Or let's do that one.
Okay.
Do the 23rd.
Uh-huh.
Is that spring break?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it
spring
is?
break.
Oh,
That could be
that might be.
problematic.
So back to the 9th?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, we could go to a Tuesday if a Tuesday would be better, but on the 16th we have another group in here,
Okay.
Okay. 5:30.
but we could do
Well, the 9th will be about a month from now, so maybe
Yeah.
that's, then we can
Yeah.
see where we are. And
yeah. And I apologize as far as my group. I thought I was covered.
It's okay, you can just tell them what we decided for them.
Right, yeah.
You have no
That's
idea how
what
much
we'll
stuff
do,
you're
right?
doing.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And what about if we send out like a list of speakers that we thought maybe one of you guys would like to sponsor? Sponsor meaning non-monetary, just
But just
we'd be
with
okay
that
with our
grant
name
money?
being, yeah,
Okay.
we'd be okay with, like for example, you'd be okay with having your organization's name associated with
Attached to
these
it?
people,
I would
right?
think so, don't you think so, Phil?
Probably.
Yeah.
It's up to y'all.
Because
I
we don't
wanna-
have, and Jim mentioned that there was that money and that it was supposed to be for Chisholm Trail 150, so
Oh, and you haven't really.
we didn't have a plan for it.
Oh, well, then.
Well, I know, yeah. We have had many different plans, I think.
Oh, you have talked, you too.
Yeah, we have. The question is, yeah,
Yeah.
what
So,
all what do we want to do? And what do you guys want to do as well? So
yeah. Okay, well, we can carry that back and.
we've had ideas, but never much more than that.
Yeah. And since some of us are meeting at the museum to decide on work projects on Sunday afternoon, I can bring it up then. That'd be part of the board.
Yeah, and I would like for the board, you guys as board to meet and decide if there's anything that you guys would throw in on with that, so. Because unusually, I mean, this money was earmarked for both of us, so I don't want to.
Thank you.
You can have the box over there, right?
Leave a trail.
So I don't want to. I don't want money to be the reason you guys don't want to do anything. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
If you guys don't have the volunteers or the time or the desire, that's one thing. But if it's
Oh,
money,
yeah, well,
don't.
they'll discuss all that.
Okay.
Yeah. We can just report back on what's going on, and they'll say, well, we'll help with that, and not that.
And if you guys come up with an idea, even if it's not, even if it's just one of you guys' things, but you don't have the money for it, but it's related to Chisholm
Well,
Trail,
I think
let us know.
we deep sixed Gillian's idea for a mechanical bull the other night at the meeting, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so. That's what the mechanical thing was.
But then I also
Yeah.
had an idea not related to Chisholm Trail 150 that got deep sixed.
Oh.
I'm the one
I
with
like
crazy ideas, Derek.
No, I'm all for crazy ideas. The cop thing just seems.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I don't know.
Tracy might really get into that.
I know, you might be surprised.
Wasn't he in community theater at one point?
He may have been. It was been before I was
Yeah.
in there. But,
Yeah, the community theater group, if they don't have something cooking right then.
because
like,
right now, well, they'll get the Little Mermaid out of the way. We're doing a melodrama in April, the first part of April, and then basically everybody will be free for the summer. So
Yeah.
So
So there might be
definitely.
some
That would
interested
be a
people.
fun, I think.
And you're still real involved with that.
yeah,
Well, one thing that would be
It's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
one thing that would be interesting to do, whether or not it ties in directly with the Chisholm Trail, would be to do it sort of a talking tombstones with our pioneer cemetery.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But we'd need people to do it, to be the talking people.
And we need to find those tombstones that were there, placed there during the Chisholm Trail. That we could feature those.
Yeah. But there's, my understanding is anyway, there's some pretty interesting people that were buried there, or interesting stories.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sure that's true.
that's a good idea. Because Caldwell does that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time.
Okay. And that, we don't really have anything going on in October for the Chisholm Trail 150 that I know of here, you know.
Yeah, who was talking about doing something in conjunction with the Fall Fest?
Oh, yeah.
Was it Jim that was? I don't know.
But
I mean, since that's already
Anna Rose would know all about Fall Fest.
that's already I don't know if we wanted to do something in conjunction with that. I don't know.
Okay.
Chuck wagon chili, maybe.
No,
Yeah.
that was an option. That was something we had thought of, was doing the check wagon thing. So.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, somebody said the other night we'd have to pay the chuck wagon people, and that would be where that money would go
come, yeah.
possibly. So
Oh,
that's one option.
Well, to be honest, I figured maybe some of the things it would be a good plan because nothing gets people out around here like food.
Right.
So,
That's true, though.
and for example, that rededication, it might not be a bad idea to have a chuck wagon out there just because.
And that's where that came up, or the fact that these chuck wagon groups do exist, and this came up in that discussion. I think
Yeah.
Ken pointed that out.
But we do have the
That's an
Crusader
idea.
wagon at the bank that could
Yeah,
go
that's
out there
true.
possibly.
Yeah. Could somehow make it look like a chuck wagon
Yeah.
on the back of a pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd have to camouflage the pickup.
Make it look like some
Something white.
horses.
White Earthway. What?
But yeah, anything like that, I think would be a good plan. I know that there's barbecue cook-off or something sometime over the summer. I can't remember when.
I think
That's
it's
in
April.
April. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's
April
what it
20th.
was.
Oh, that's the that's right. That's the April. Yeah.
That's the meeting Jim's at right now. Is putting out way.
Oh, yeah, that's,
That's an actual official
Yeah, it's sanctioned and
Kansas City
everything,
Barbecue
yeah.
Society.
Yeah, it's a big,
You know,
The
so people
tombstones
come
in
for that.
October could
Okay.
work because we could work
Yeah.
around the football schedule.
That's
and
true.
We wouldn't need the cooker
Plus it
that they would need. at the
gives
game.
People time to learn how to do that.
Yes.
yeah, right, yeah, well, right.
Practice, get their characters
Get their-
ironed
Is that
out.
something
Uh-huh.
the theater?
I would think
Would be
so.
interested in doing.
I'll talk to them.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would,
I think it'd be cool, and I'll talk to them.
And it maybe we would have resources at the museum
Yeah,
and the
exactly.
genealogical
So let's research your
to find out about those
roles.
people.
Right.
Yeah,
mm-hmm,
We'll have to hunt through what we've got upstairs.
yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, nothing like a purpose to find those things out.
No,
That's
it's
true.
I think when Jim pulls those talks together that he does,
not. I
he
know.
learns so much.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sure.
And he's always got a topic, and once he gets into it,
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of things come in.
Yeah.
He does a good job speaking.
Yeah, he does.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good researcher too.
Uh-huh, yes, he is.
This is the old school way.
Mm-hmm, that's right. Some
Google
of
it.
us are like, ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at this. You know?
Right, that's my problem. is
Something
Going
shiny
through a
over there.
microfilm and like, well, look at that.
But he
So now that made me curious about this.
But he just stays right there on top of it till he
Yeah,
gets it,
he
which
does.
is
He ties it
awesome.
all together really
Yeah,
well.
yeah, he does.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm kind of running out of steam.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys for showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
We got
Good idea.
at least
Good
a
idea.
draft of what could happen.
Yes, we have, yeah.
We got some
Good
things to go
ideas.
home and we got some homework to do. And
right.
We'll come back and
Right.
get on top of it. So
Okay.
Sounds good.
you guys are welcome to a calendar.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. We didn't
Not a
bring
bad
any.
idea.
Pardon?
It's not having a correct board meeting.
Oh,
Well, I'm not on the board, so it doesn't matter.
yeah. I think there. Yeah, she was saying that.
Something